Alright, good evening there, YouTubers. Let me bring the mic closer to me. I keep forgetting the microphone. But anyway, good evening there, YouTubers. Guess who it is? It's your boy JJ right here once again, bringing back to you some news. We're going to bring some news this evening, so sit back and relax and let's get through this B-roll and we'll be right back. So stick around. Well, welcome back. Let's get to the highlight of the night. Looks like we got some news. We got some RDNA 3 from AMD November the 3rd. I'm going to keep repeating that so you all know when the launch date is coming. Since they already had the launch date on the 4090 on the October the 12th, and they're still waiting on to see what they're going to do at the 4080. Maybe it's going to come on the 3rd. You never know what NVIDIA has up their sleeve. But more news about AMD. Looks like the AMD is going to have the Radeon RX 7900 XT. They're going to have it in between $1,000 and $1,500. If y'all are wondering the price, I'm going to throw little prices at you. The RX 7800 XT is going to be between $600 and $1,000, and they got the RX 7700 XT at about $450, and the RX 7600 it's going to be at about $350, and the RX 7500 it's going to be at $250. These are supposed to be new. The new cards are supposed to be cheaper to produce, so the GPUs might end up a better price than NVIDIA. You know, AMD's always got something up their hat, and looks like they got it right where they need to be. You know, AIB company, that AMD RX 7000 series will allow for much better profits at MSRP, so we're going to end up getting a better deal with AMD from what they're saying. With their 5nm processor on that video card, might be something to be interested about. So let's go through it really quick. You know, you got let's see what they're doing here. Well, let's look at the 7950 XT. That's going to have a 5 to 6 nanometer node. It's going to be GCD and MCD chipsets, and it's going to have shader engines, 8 shader engines. It's going to have 16 shader arrays and 64 workgroup processors. That's going to be interesting. 16 workgroup processors. Well, actually, my bad. It's 64 workgroup processors. I read that wrong. It's going to have 16,384 cores, and they're not sure that it's going to be GDDR6 or not. They're not sure on the memory speed. Could be 18 gigabytes per second, or it could be 24 gigabytes per second. There's nothing total released on that yet. The memory bandwidth, it's not been released, and the memory bus and the infinite cache, nothing's been released. Looks like they're going to have that release your card in next year, and it's not going to be in November. Now, what could be in November, like the RX 7600 XT, which that could be 6 nanometer per second, and a chipset could be the 1 GCD monolithic, 2 shader engines, and 1 shader array per SC, and work group processors be 16 work group processors. Cores, it'll be 4096, and memory, it'll be 8 gigabytes of GDR6 at 18 gigabytes per second. Memory speed's going to be at 18 gigabytes per second, maybe. That we have to wait until it's unveiled because they haven't given us much information. So we kind of got to work around what it's going to be, but hopefully it's going to have 32 megs of infinite cache, and the memory bus is going to be 128-bit, which doesn't make sense why they would have something at that high of a caliber have 128-bit. That should have been, I would imagine that should have been either 256 or 384-bit. That would have been my assumption. But they definitely got more cards coming up. Now their 7900 XT, they got it rated at the nodes 5 plus 6 nanometers per, well, 5 or 6 nanometers, and 1 GCD at 6 MCDs, and they got shader engines at 6, and the shader arrays at 12. They got workgroup processors at 48. The cores on that supposed to be 12,288. Memory is supposed to be 24 gigabytes of GDR6 at 21 gigabytes per second. And the memory speed is supposed to be 18 gigabytes per second. Memory bandwidth is supposed to be 864 gigabytes per second. Gigabits. And the memory bus is supposed to be 384-bit, and the infinite cache is supposed to be 96 megs. That's going to be interesting to see. That 7900 XT sounds like that would be your next best coming up. To me, I would think between the RX 7950 XT and the 7900, those would be your two top sellers, I bet you. As soon as they come out, then you'll know, because RX 7000 series always is going to be, they got about 5, it looks like they got about 5 processors coming, 5 graphics cards coming out. So you have to stick around until November the 3rd to see what happens, and after December. Now, these are just leaks. Understand that these are just leaks. These are not the actual numbers that are coming out from AMD. And I'm going to claim this right now. If they are the numbers that are coming out from AMD, that's going to be one heck of a card. Especially with having 12,288 streaming processors. That's going to be screaming memes. They claim it's going to get up to around close to, the clock frequency is about getting close to 3 gigahertz. And, that's going to be amazing to see. That with this RDNA 3 over RDNA 2, it's supposed to be 50% faster than the RDNA 2. So the RDNA 3 is supposed to be that much faster. So coming up to it, it looks like they're saying that it's going to be with the flagship RX 7900 XT will not go above 400 watts. So that's what they're looking at the 7900 XT, not to go over 400 watts. But all in all, from what the numbers look, it looks like it's going to have a lot of everything. AMD's got something in their sleeves they're going to be bringing out to you. So y'all make sure you stick around for that, especially when they have that presentation come out to y'all. Make sure you're online, because that one's going to be a hot one. I'm definitely going to be online, that's for sure. So, to wrap this all up, the between the AMD 7000 series GPUs and between the NVIDIA RTX 40 series, I don't know. It looks like it's going to be head to head, blow to blow with two companies, and that's going to be including AMD and NVIDIA. So until the next time, we're going to go ahead and wrap it up right here. But I want you all to remember something. Like and subscribe would help build this channel even more. And, you know, the more that like and subscribe, it does help us get us up on the road. And that way we can work towards getting better equipment and stuff like that, and getting what you guys would want to see. I am working towards. I only got one camera, just to let you know. I don't have 5,000, and I got a cheap old microphone right here, as you hear. But anyway, I'm not here to preach to the choir. I'm just here to tell you AMD's got something up their sleeve. So again, like and subscribe, and we will see you on the next one. And do have a nice evening.